He started with Helmut Kohl, and they overlapped by about 2 years. It was the sort of final years of the Kohl chancellorship when he was fighting off a money scandal, party financing scandal. The biggest, I think, relationship was really between Gerhard Schroeder and Jacques Chirac, even though they were not, if you will, party political ideological soulmates. Gerhard Schroeder was a social democrat. Chirac was a center-right Gaullist. And the big thing that really brought them together was their opposition to the war in Iraq. And I remember being at the Élysée Palace and covering their coming together with Vladimir Putin, saying it's time for more inspections in Iraq before the Americans and their few allies go to war and invade. We need to go through the UN route. We need to keep this under the auspices of the UN and look for those weapons of mass destruction, which were never found and were never produced, just as a reminder to our viewers. And I think that really is, one of the things that brought them together. And when you would see them together, there were, of course, handshake and a certain level of bonhomie, but they seemed to actually genuinely like each other. And that went on through their, time in power together, if you will. And then at the end of Chirac's time in office, Angela Merkel came along, and even though they were sort of the same party stripe, center-right, I think the relationship was less warm, and she is now in a position, sort of at the end of her time in office, that he was going through when he was seen to be sort of in decline and losing power. She's in that situation now where Emmanuel Macron is seen as taking the lead in this critical relationship to Europe, the Franco-German relationship, the reconciliation between the two countries really seen as a foundation stone for the united Europe.